As you might know, I live in Virginia. I was Virginia born, I was Virginia bred, and when I die, I will probably be Virginia dead. The Commonwealth is a very close place to my heart, and I am saddened to say there is a bunch of anti gun bills being proposed by the Democratic controlled Senate and the Democratic controlled House of Commons. So I wanted to go through and talk about each one of these bills and let you know exactly what the Democrats want to do. So let's go ahead and jump into it and talk about it. What's up, Wolverines? Welcome back to the channel. My name is John Crump. I'm an investigative journalist who lives in Virginia, and this is John Crump News, where we discuss 2A issues almost every day. I need your help, so go ahead, like, comment, and subscribe. You know the drill. Today, we're going to be talking about Virginia because that is my home state, and these issues are very, very important to me. Let me give you a little history of Virginia and firearms. A few years ago, Democrats tried to pass a bunch of anti-gun stuff. The people of Virginia rose up, surrounded the Capitol with heavy weaponry, which was awesome to see, and backed the Democrats down on a lot of the laws. Also, 96% of the jurisdictions in the Commonwealth declare themselves Second Amendment sanctuaries. This was ground zero for the Second Amendment fight, and we won for the most part. Now the Democrats are back at it since they seized control of the House of Commons and the Virginia Senate, but we do have a firewall. The governor is a Republican and should veto anti-gun stuff, but hey, we never know what will happen. He has not been too outspoken publicly about his will to defend the Second Amendment, although privately he has said that he will defend it. So I wanted to make a video going over the laws that are being proposed and to let you know what the Democrats are planning. So I'm going to jump right into it. I'll be looking off screen just to make sure I have the bill numbers right and everything else like that. I will also link all the bills down below in the description if you want to take a look at it. Even if you're not in Virginia, Virginia is very important to the Second Amendment fight because we won here before, and I believe that we will win again. So let's go ahead and start out with the first bill, HB 23. That bill will make it a crime to carry a firearm in any type of mental health facility, any hospital, emergency room, or basically anywhere that emergency medicine is practiced. This bill is one that I oppose. Now there is HB 22, which prevents the manufacture, sale, or possession of any type of auto sears. This includes any auto sears that are legally registered. There is a bunch of auto sears that are legally registered as machine guns with the ATF. If you have one of these auto sears, you will have to get rid of it if the law passes because it will become illegal to own. There has not been a illegal use of a legally owned auto sear in Virginia. I think this is something that's responding to the Glock switch thing, which are already illegal on the federal level. I don't see why the state needs to have a law about that, but they are using that to try to expand the bill to ban all legally owned auto sears, which is a thinly veiled method of banning something that they don't like that is currently legal. Now let's go on to HB 46 and SB 47. What this proposed law will do is make it illegal to have a firearm in the home of someone that has a protective order taken out against them. Also, it would make it illegal for a firearm to be in a home of someone that has been convicted of assault and battery against a family member. On the surface, you might not say this is too bad, but think about it. If a husband has a protective order against him, his wife would not be able to own any firearms in the home. Also, if the wife is under a protective order, then the husband will not be able to own his firearms because they live in the same home. There's also something that says that the firearms must be transferred to someone that is 21 years or older. But in Virginia, you're allowed to own firearms if you are 18 or older. This includes pistols, and you can also buy long guns from dealers if you are 18 and older. So this law actually is saying that you have to be 21 or older to possess a rifle if you take it from someone that is under a protective order. So this is not good, and it is definitely unconstitutional. Now let's talk about HB 12. This law requires a locking device to be given out with any sale of a firearm. And you might say, John, that is already a federal law, and it is. But this also affects private sales. So if you sell your gun and you go to a dealer, you're going to have to provide a lock. I throw away all my locks because I got massive amounts of locks. But this will increase the cost of the person selling the firearm or the person buying the firearm. There's also a card that must be given with each firearm that says that the firearms must be locked up and kept away from children, which is going to increase the cost to FFLs because they're going to have to buy thousands of cards to give with each firearm. This is an unnecessary law that is only trying to make it more expensive to transfer a firearm. HB2 and SB2 are companion bills. Basically, they're the same thing. One's in one chamber, the other one is in the other chamber. This is Virginia's assault weapons ban, or as I like to call it, a semi-automatic firearm ban. And that's what it does. It bans semi-automatic rifles and pistols based on stuff like AR-15s and AKs. There's also a magazine restriction in there. Basically, any magazine holding more than 10 rounds would be banned. This is a bad law, and one that even if it does pass, I'm not going to comply. I am going to do the non-compliance thing, and I'm putting that out publicly for everyone to hear. Hopefully that this will get struck down, but who knows? We'll have to see. This is a bad bill, and eventually all these assault weapons bans will be thrown out as unconstitutional because they are unconstitutional. SB 55 is a 3-day waiting period. What it does, it puts a 3-day waiting period on anyone that wants to buy a firearm or transfer a firearm, including the rental of firearms and for private sales. So if you're selling your gun privately, you have to go back to the gun store twice, or if you want to rent a gun, you actually have to fill out the paperwork and wait 3 days before you can actually rent that gun. This is a ridiculous bill, and it is something that should not pass. But we know this is a Democrat's pipe dream. And if you need a gun to protect yourself from, let's say, someone that's stalking you, you don't really want to wait those 3 days. Now we have SB 57. This would ban the carrying of firearms in restaurants that serve alcohol. I don't drink alcohol at all, and I carry my firearm into restaurants that serve alcohol. This would prevent me from carrying firearms into restaurants that serve alcohol. There was one place where they had a ban similar to this, and a woman left her gun out in the car because she didn't want to violate the law, and a person came into the restaurant and killed her parents. She didn't have the means of protection to protect them, and they ended up dying. This is a bad bill. SB 44 and SB 36 is a bill that says that the parents can be charged if a minor or a child in the house takes a firearm into a school or does some type of illegal activity with it if it is not locked up. Now, this is charging the parents for the crimes of a minor, which I don't think that it is a good thing. And this is some type of North Korea level type of law that you punish the parents of someone that commits a crime. I do not like this whatsoever because the parents are not the one that commits the crime. So why should they be punished? SB 99 would make it illegal to carry an AR-15 in public. Right now in Virginia, we have open carry, including that of AR-15s. So you can carry an AR-15 open. And whether you should or not, that is up to you, but it's your right to if you choose to do so. Virginia is trying to take away that right from you. Now we have SB 100. SB 100 is the Virginia ghost gun ban. Basically, Virginia is trying to make any gun without a serial number made after 1968 illegal. This will include polymer 80s, 3D printed guns, and strike 80s, and basically AR-15s that are milled out. I do not like this law, and this is another law. Even if it does pass, I do not plan on following civil disobedience at its best. So, putting that out there publicly, I will not follow this law because it is unconstitutional. Now we have HB 466, which will roll back concealed carry reciprocity. What this means is that the Attorney General right now is Jason Miyares, who's a Republican, but he also is vigorously fighting to uphold universal background checks. So take that for what it's worth. It will give him the ability, or the next Attorney General that comes into office, the ability to decide whether Virginia will recognize concealed carry reciprocity from other states. It's supposed to be based on if their concealed carry raises to the level of the Virginia concealed carry, but it can be abused, especially when 27 states right now are constitutional carry. That is your breakdown of all the Virginia laws coming to Virginia. I know it might not affect everyone that watches my videos. In fact, probably a small number of people will be affected by it because most of my viewers are not in Virginia, but I live in Virginia, so I have to get the word out. If you like what I do here, go ahead and hit that thumbs up. Remember, there's tons of ways to support me down below. And with that, I'm out of here for today. So stay ever vigilant, stay ever free, keeping the fight. I'm out of here, Wolverines, motherfucker.